Let me share a real life story. A software development company, there were several teams all working together on building this new product. For this story, I'm going to share just one team, but every team has similar situations. So this team had been together for quite some time. I attended sprint planning, and during that sprint planning event, the conversation was pretty much like this. The product owner came and said, "Hey team, I would like for you to do these 60 points of work this sprint." And the developers, looking at those 60 points of work, they said, okay, sprint planning was pretty much done, and they had the sprint backlog of 60 points that they had committed to doing in that sprint. Later on in the day, I went into the system that we use in Jira, so all the data from prior sprints were there. So I looked at prior sprints, and I noticed that they never completed more than 27 points in a sprint. So the maximum velocity they ever achieved was 27, sometimes even less than that. So I was wondering, why did they commit to 60 points when they never completed more than 27? So I reach out to the team and say, why did you do that? It doesn't make sense to me. And their answer was, well, the product manager is our boss. So there was no empowerment for the team, for the developers to really push back or negotiate with the product owner the right capacity. So I went to the product manager, product owner, and I asked him, look, I noticed that you gave them 60 points of work this sprint, but the team never completed more than 27. So there's more than twice over commitment. Why did you do that? It doesn't make sense to me. He said two things. First of all, this is my team. I decide how much work they do. And second, if I give them less work, they're gonna slack and deliver even less than that. So in fact, I'm thinking about giving them more work next time. So it took me a little bit of negotiation, a little bit of convincing, and finally he agreed to run the next sprint at their historical maximum velocity, which was 27. So no longer 60, 27, which was great. We ran that sprint at 27 points, and the team was able to deliver 30 points. Armed with that result, I went back to the product owner and said, let me do another sprint at that capacity. So we did a second sprint at 27 points, and the team delivered 33 points. Now, 33 out of 27, that's a 20% increase in velocity. Nothing else had changed in the team. The only thing that had changed was that we dropped the pressure. Instead of giving them twice the overcommitment, 60 points, we let them plan the sprint at capacity or a little less than that. By doing this, they created the space for the team to be able to focus on some of these work items, get them done, complete the work without too much multitasking, too many distractions, too much pressure blocking them from executing the work. In fact, they completed the whole thing and they even delivered more than 27. The next thing I did, I worked with leadership, and I said, look, you cannot have the product owner being the manager of the developers. You just put too much pressure, the dynamic doesn't work. The product owner needs to be a team member on the Scrum team. And so they agreed to hire an external person, bring them in as the product owner for the team, and we remove the manager from the product owner duties.